Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be greasing and lubricating the Haybine. It says there's 30 spots overall. In particular, this is a New Holland 479, so it may vary per flavor, but this is how I do mine. I actually have a copy of the original service manual, so I'll be able to do it all literally by the book. So let's go through these from top to bottom. So first thing is chain lubrication. We have to lubricate the chains with 30 weight gear oil. Honestly, you could just use used motor oil, whatever works. We'll just pop the top here, right on the right side of the Haybine, looking at it from the front. So you're just going to run oil right down this. Looks like I'm missing some teeth there, but that's fine. That's what you got teeth over there for. You could do this while running. Obviously, I'd advise against that, but I do know some folks do that. And again, this is the right side of the Haybine, looking at it from the front. Then, of course, to get to the other chain on the other side here, it's right there. And you're going to want to be careful when popping these tabs because sometimes they're brittle and a couple of mine actually snap, but you know how these auction Haybines go. Now heading over to the passenger side, we got some more chains right there. And apply the oil however you like. What I see some folks do is they'll just take a brush and dabble it in and spray it on. We'll see what I do here in just a moment. What I like to do when I oil this is I'll just push the crimper and it'll roll it right along through. Kind of hard to do when holding the camera, but just got our oil right here. And you just dabble it on. Easy as such. Another thing worth noting when doing this is try to do this over an area that has gravel, or you know you're going to put gravel down, because this will kill your grass and it will leave stains, especially if you spill a lot. So just some food for thought. Next up, we got to check the gearbox oil level with the head down. So I'm about to lower it with the tractor, but I forgot. This is road mode right here, so it locks it in place when it's up in the air. Now obviously I can't drop it because this is locked in. So I gotta take this bolt out, pop it up, put the bolt back in to hold this up, and then we'll be able to drop it. Just like that. That's better. Yeah, my skids definitely aren't adjusted properly, but we're not gonna worry about that for now. 9/16 bolt. And all you need to see is oil coming out the bottom hole. I'm at a little bit of an angle, which doesn't help, but this is farm equipment. You know, it's made to give a little bit. Let's see if we have any oil coming out. All right, and we do. Soupy. Is that water? Oh, that's gear oil. Smell the sulfur. It's got viscosity in it. It's still good. When you're doing this, maybe look for some metal chunks too coming out. I'll let you know how the condition of your gearbox, and if you need to pop it off, you can take a look right there. Wheel bearings, we'll come back to those. Linkages, oil all linkages. Now that's pretty simple. I assume when they say linkages, they mean pivoting areas like here and whatnot. It's more of a standard thing. It wouldn't hurt to also oil these pins too that actually lower and raise the head as well. Just kind of just use common sense when you go around. All I got here is some simple 1540 motor oil. I'll just give her a couple spritz around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Good enough for the girls we date. Probably a little bit in here too, behind the springs. You never know. I don't see a zerk there, so maybe do this here too. Maybe just do this at the end after zerking everything. Of course, grease all the fittings. And then there they are on the diagram here. And if I flip the page, more places and where they are labeled. So let's get to it. And there's actually a grease fitting on your jack stand too, but this needs some servicing, so I'm not even going to bother greasing it. But just so you know, there is a fitting right there. And for grease, I'm just using red and tacky. Oh, looks like I got to hold it on there. For me, I like to do a couple pumps until I see grease coming out, and then I like to wipe off the zerk. Professionals have standards, and when this is spinning at that PTO, it's going to get everywhere. Another zerk here, right where it hooks up to the PTO. Next zerk is right underneath the toolbox here on the universal joint. And it looks like there's one for like the carrier bearing or whatever right there. underneath the shielding right in the middle, but they bolted a toolbox in the way, so I'll get to that one later. Then after that, there's a grease on this U-joint right here, behind the toolbox, that is. Then down onto here on the slip yoke, just behind the actual gearbox itself. Looks like mine's gotten all shaven off because, you know, but the more you know. Then one right here on the U-joint, right here next to the gearbox. Now we'll get to the actual wobble box area. The left rail shaft bearing, I cannot find number 10 on here for the life of me, but if I find it, I'll get back to you guys. But we're just going to jump to number 11 there, sickle drive bearing, and then of course there's the two other bearings there. Front yoke bearing and rear yoke bearing, all around the wobble box. And then the steady bearing, which looks like it's inside the wobble box. So there, over here, right in the back here. And there's supposed to be one on top here, but it looks like it's just completely missing. Yeah, that's an auction Haybine for you, but we're just going to ignore that. Maybe that's why the actual sickle bar rubbed through the skid, but whatever. Number 15, left roll pressure rod, right there. Now we're moving to the other side of the Haybine. Number 16, rear drive intermediate shaft. Number 17, right roll pressure rod, and 18, right reel shaft bearing. Oh, and that got me to thinking. So if that's the right reel shaft bearing, this is the left reel shaft bearing, right here. And over here on the passenger side, in America that is, there is our grease Zerk back there, all dirtied up. And there's the Zerk right there. And the reel drive intermediate shaft right here on the top left. As you can tell, this is pretty greasy. And then lastly, all the other ones will be on the reel tine bar. Let's go take a look at them. So coming up on the front here, there are Zerks all along here. Here, 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 and all around. And there she is, all greased up. So I found out that the zerking points can sometimes be on this side or this side through the access holes. Just a little thing I figured I should add for y'all. But let's test her out. It's gonna be loud and clanky, you know, but at least she'll be greased. And there we have it, y'all. So I'd say the majority of that noise is, you know, the fact that I'm missing the actual bearings themselves, which sucks, but that's all still fixable. But I will say the operation of this is a lot smoother. Oh yeah, especially now with that grease in there. That's awesome. I'm a little bummed out about that bottom bearing missing on that wobble box. That makes me a little concerned, but besides that, it's all good. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys out in greasing your haybines and getting ready for this hay season. I am by no means an expert, but I'm just trying to help y'all out. Y'all have a good one, and thank you for watching.